video we will covering on 3 mosques that origin from Iran. Firstly is Sheikh Lotfallah Mosque, Isfahan. Sheikh Lotfallah Mosque is a masterpiece of Iranian architecture erected during the Safavid Empire, located on the eastern side of Naqsh-i-Jahan Square in Isfahan, Iran. The mosque's construction began in 1603 and was completed in 1619. During the reign of Shah Abbas I of Persia, it was erected by the head architect Mohammad Reza Isfahani. Reza Shah Pahlavi renovated and refurbished the mosque in the 1920s on the guidance of Arthur Upham Pope. And one of the interesting thing is the Sheikh Lotfallah Mosque in Isfahan has a unique view when the sun shines through the dome, creating a peacock. Next, continue on the design philosophy of Sheikh Lotfallah Mosque. First is modesty. That clearly can see on the layout of this mosque is quite simple and an L-shaped vestibule beneath the dome to keep the mosque oriented towards Mecca. Next is aesthetic, which is the dome chamber's aesthetic function is to evoke a sense of anticipation and lightness, with almost 100 windows illuminating the interior. Lastly, is dome based on Shah Valley Mosque movement, which is the pattern of movement and quiet symbolizes the harmony of the world. Secondly is symmetrical, that we can see it clearly through the unusual characteristic, especially in light of the mosque's symmetrical ornamentation. Lastly is asymmetrical. The tile design of this mosque appears to be less symmetrical than that of the Shah Mosque and other Iranian mosques from before the Safavid period, particularly in terms of color and pattern. Next we will covering on architectural style and design influences. The purpose of this mosque was for it to be private to the royal court. For this reason, the mosque does not have any minarets and is smaller. Indeed, few Westerners at the time of the Safavids even paid any attention to this mosque, and they certainly did not have access to it. It was not until centuries later, when the doors were opened to the public, that ordinary people could admire the effort that Shah Abbas had put into making this a sacred place for the ladies of his harem, and the exquisite tile work, which is far superior to that covering the Shah Mosque. Centuries later, open to the public and to avoid having to walk across the square to the mosque, Shah Abbas had the architect build a tunnel spanning the piazza from the Ali Kapu Palace to the mosque. Second mosque is Agha Bozorg Moak, is a historical mosque in Kashan, Iran. The mosque was built in the late 18th century by Master Mimar Ostad Haj Sabin Ali. The mosque and theological school, madrasa, is located in the center of the city. It was built in the late 18th century by Master Mimar Ostad Haj Sabin Ali. The best thing about the mosque has been one of Kashan's top attractions for almost 300 years and is featured for the innovation in its architecture. It was constructed during Muhammad Shah Yusekhajar's era and fully completed on al-Din Shah's era. For the design philosophy of this mosque are finesse and aesthetic and modesty. Firstly, we will talk on finesse and aesthetic, which is particularly unique among Iranian mosques, with its vernacular architecture and adaptability to the desert climate with such refinement and aesthetic sensibility. The Agha Bozorg Mosque's hall, with its brick dome, artistic tilework, and printed arabesques. Next, modesty. A simple entryway with characteristic 19th century tiled tiles and a door with 6,666 rivets alluding to the amount of Quran verses. An open corridor with no adornment leading to the main dome room. Look for a simple mihrab instead. The mihrab is concealed below the pillars. This shows a truth. The mosque is not oriented towards Mecca and so fell into disrepute immediately after its completion. Next we will covering on architectural style and design influences. In this mosque, you can see a fusion of Iranian and Islamic cultures. The historical Kashan has a wide range of attractions to offer to cultural enthusiasts. The mosque has been described as the finest Islamic complex in Kashan and one of the best of the mid-19th century. A prominent feature of the mosque is the special architecture of the Gonbad Khane. The special style of the mosque's architecture has made this mosque one of the most important and valuable Islamic architectural structures in Iran. Last mosque is Nasir al-Mulk Mosque, commonly known as the Pink Mosque, is a mediaeval mosque in Shiraz, Iran. It is close to the Shish Mosque. It was constructed during the reign of Iran's Qajar dynasty. Other typical aspects of the mosque include the Panj Kase, 5-concave, design. Nasir al-Mulk is a magnificent mosque in the city of Shiraz, Fars province, that sweeps every viewer's breath away with its dance of light. The glittering tiling of Nasir al-Mulk Mosque dazzles guests from the minute they enter. This mosque's entry porch is covered in 7-color Qajar tiles in blue, yellow, pink, azure, and white. It has been established here that this mosque differed from other mosques in 1,000 various ways. For the design philosophy of this mosque is aesthetic that shone through its dazzling stained glass, thousands of painted tiles on the ceiling and Persian rugs covering the floor which shown the aesthetic value in this mosque. Lastly, for the architectural style and design influences is Iranian architecture. Although the mosque was constructed in the Qajar period, 1785 to 1925, it follows some of the architectural forms of the Zand era, 1751 to 1794. Next is balance, Iqtisad, which is have two loggia in north and south, and in one of them exists two minaret and two halls in west and east. This proves the existence of Iqtisad balance in the floor plan of this mosque. The basic construction is a unique mosque with proportions of the courtyard, western facade openings, and a glorious door made of wood. Its entrance portal has beautiful muqarnas, a morvarid arch made of excellent muqarnas, and 7-color Qajar tiles on the walls on both sides of the arch. It has been established that this mosque differs from other mosques in 1,000 ways.